Hey everyone, it's Jen with ChappyPlans. Thanks for hanging out with me for another Memory Planning Monday video. As you can see, I am deviating from my Stop the Blur content to continue on in my December daily. So if you'd like to see what I'm going to do, stick around. Hey friends, happy Monday. I'm taking a pause on my Stop the Blur memory planning to complete some more of my December daily process and project. And this is a story about us going to see the lights, which we do every year since Nora was a baby. So this will be our, I think, 6th year going. And I picked some of the best photos I could take because it's all from your car. So, I mean, not bad, right? For like taking photos from the car of some of the things that we saw. And the place where we go, it's called Quick Response. And there is Nora falling asleep in the car. Well, she is asleep after dinner. We went to Chipotle after we went to the lights. So I also have this flyer that they gave us when we were driving in, and I thought I might cut out some of this part here at least to include in my documenting. And I've been waiting to use this transparent plastic, whatever you want to call it, word twinkle, because I think it's just so perfect for this story. And so I've pulled some things that I think I might use, like this is story 17, and I really like this bokeh patterned paper. And since the photos are so dark, I thought this might look nice set against the back, and it is, you know, that bokeh effect, so the lights make sense and sort of like highlight some of the colors in the photos. And then I thought, you know, I just pulled some of the stickers that I have from the advent calendar kit and some stars. I have this die cut piece that has the lights, and I have the puffy stickers, and then I also pulled this transparency, which I have from Joanne. It's by American Crafts. It is their specialty foil on acetate. You see a lot of crafters using this particular sheet, and so I'm going to cut this up and somehow try to incorporate it in this story. So I am very excited to see what the heck I end up with. I have no clue, but that's the case almost every time, and I usually love the way it turns out, so let's see if I can do it again. So I'm gonna do my voiceover, speed up the camera, and you guys can hang out with me while I talk you through this process. Thanks so much for hanging out. See you in a few. Let's go, let's go. So I am going to measure out exactly how much paper I'm going to need to cover the back of this page protector. I didn't think it through too much with, you know, what was going to go behind story number 16, but this worked out just fine, I think, personally, no problems. And it was kind of nice actually to have the pre-punched page protector in the front, so I didn't even have to worry about that. And then I just adhered it to the back. There you can see I'm trying to reline it up because at the first shot I didn't do so well. And trimming it so that none of it is overlapping and making sure that I can still pull that pocket card out of the front. And then I'm looking for a way to sort of like, I shuffle around, you know, where do I want to place the photo? How do I want these die cut lights? What about this pocket card that I want to journal on? I knew that I wanted to hide the journaling behind the photos, but then I realized, well, first of all, my corner punch didn't punch correctly, so I had to fix that. I just switched over to using the larger size. And then I realized that I need to make it a little bit more thin because the photo in the front of it, it'll come too close and it won't be able to slide in and out. And then I'm like, well, I don't actually really like that. I want to put it on some sort of pattern paper. So I flipped through this Busy Sidewalks because I remembered there was like a light green pattern, and I thought that would complement the twinkle word and the green color in the top of that pocket card, which is, I think, like a 3x3 card that came in the main kit. And then I tape the photos down and figure out where I want to put the lights, and I want them right above the photos. So now I'm just going to use my Tombow Mono liquid glue and glue those right to the top. So I add just a little bit more glue to make sure it's really secure, trim it down, and yeah, I think it looks super cute. And then I use my red line tape to adhere it to the bokeh paper so that it stays. I want to make sure it stays really well because I'm going to be, sliding that pocket card behind it in and out so that I can read the journaling. So just using this red line tape, I think I grabbed it from Hobby Lobby. It works pretty well, and the pocket card sits in there really nicely. And then you can see I'm trimming out the Quick Response Holiday Lights 2022. I decided to leave out Santa's Playland only because it is longer than the card, but also it wasn't really Santa's Playland this year because, and it hasn't been for the past few years, because now it's just a drive-through experience. It used to be where you could go and walk around and there would be rides and food and that you could buy and different attractions and things. But since the pandemic, they haven't done that. So now you're just going to get to watch me do my journaling. I'm using a 0.5 Pilot G2 pen, and it's nothing fancy. It's just one of my favorite basic pens. I use them in my planner. I use them to journal in my projects. And sometimes I use the 0.7 and sometimes I use the 0.38. It just sort of depends. But this was just the right amount of journaling room that I needed. And I love that it sits behind the main photo. And then just for funsies, I wanted to have this acetate sheet flip up because I just love that look, and especially because it's a story about lights and twinkling. I just felt like this was the perfect way to sort of like play on that concept. And then you'll see me trim this down like 80 times to get it to fit so that I can tuck in just the part that I scored at the top. I scored about a 1/4 inch there so that I could tuck it in underneath the cardstock and have it just be a flip up. So I use my double-sided tape for that once I do actually get it down to being the right size. But I love it. I think it looks super cute. You can still see the photos underneath, but it also adds a little bit of twinkle. And so does the word twinkle. So now I'm going to attach that just using some double-sided tape as well. If I want it to be more secure, I can always use my tiny attacher or use some paper clips, even so hand stitch across it, which I did think about doing, but quite honestly, I'm too lazy to do. So I just used my double-sided tape. And then I wanted to embellish it just a bit more. And I want to turn that little eye into a star to go along with this theme and have to figure out where to put the number 17. So you're seeing me do my shuffle here, trying to figure out what to layer it with because I can't just have the number floating by itself. That just feels odd to me. So I peel that little plastic backing off, tape it down, and then tape down the 17. I'm just using double-sided tape for all of these things. And then I'm going to take some gold stars from Hobby Lobby and sort of sprinkle them on top of the stars that are already on the acetate. And I settle on using one of these little white chipboard pieces to be the eye because I originally was going to use maybe one of the little red hearts that are not hearts, stars that I have from a Tim Holtz collection. And I decided that kind of competes with the Let Your Heart Be Light sentiment up in the corners. So I decided to go with the little white piece and I think it looks really cute. And I love the addition of the 3D gold stars. It just adds a little bit of dimension to it without adding too much bulk. And last but not least, I just add a couple of them to the photo once you can flip up and see it, and that's about it. I really love this one. It was super quick to put together, and I'm just having so much fun with this project. Hey friends, so it is finished. I absolutely love it. I was not 100% sure what I was going to do, and I think I achieved my overall goal, which was really just to make sure I incorporated this twinkle word and this fun acetate. And then I wanted to have this pocket of journaling be able to be lifted out from behind something. So it's like sort of a double interactive story. So you lift up the twinkle and this acetate sheet with the little embellished gold stars and the number 17 for the day. And of course, my little like white chipboard, snow, whatever, if you want. I don't know if these are supposed to be snowflakes or stars, but either way, I wanted to add in something that was like not gold, just to have the dot of the eye stand out a little bit. And then you just flip it open and you can see all the photos, which are pretty self-explanatory, but just in case, I did include some journaling about the magical moments. And I wrote that our family goes to the Quick Response Holiday Lights drive-through every year. Before the pandemic, we used to be able to ride little carnival rides, sit on a horse-drawn carriage, enjoy hot cocoa, etc. Now, in the last 3 years or so, you stay in your car and drive through. We wear pajamas if we want, and take a hot cocoa to go. Nora has always loved lights, Christmas or not. It was even her first word. So this is a very fun, special tradition. We ate dinner at Chipotle too. And then on the back, you saw that I added just a little bit from the flyer that they handed us. And I think this is just such a fun way to sort of capture this magical moment that we get to share with each other every year. So let me know if you've got any questions as always, and be sure to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, subscribe and hit the bell so you're not missing any of my content. And I will see you hopefully tomorrow if you come back for my Try It Tuesday, which is going to be story number 18. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today, friends. Take care of yourselves and remember that you are enough. Bye.